In today's video, I want to talk about a subject that a lot of learners do not like doing. They don't make the time to do it, and I've heard some people say they hate doing it, even though it is a language skill. What is this particular skill? Reading. That's right, reading. Reading is fundamental. Reading is fundamental. And in the video, I'm going to break the video up in 3 sections: what to read, the benefits of reading, and by popular demand, a lot of people have asked me, hey, what are some of your favorite books that you've read? And so I will share 2 of those books with you. What to read? It is an important question. It is a commonly asked question. So my response: Number 1, regardless if you're at a beginner level or even if you're at the higher levels, what are you passionate about? What are your interests? What are your hobbies? You know those things. Whatever they are, read about that. Why? When you are emotionally connected to something, your hobby, your interest, your passion, you will be more engaged to read. Regardless if you're at the lower levels just beginning or even at the higher levels. So read about your hobbies, your interests. Now certainly for some of you, you might not necessarily have that option because you might be in school or university. And so as a result, you're reading more academically oriented books, or you might have a particular job or profession that requires you to read books as it relates to, again, your job. With that being said, read what you are interested about. Number 2, there's such a different variety of material out there as it relates to books, whether it's a physical book, which to some people, particularly the younger generation, is foreign. Some people prefer ebooks, that's fine, but there's different types and genres of books out there, such as mystery, biographies, autobiographies, historical books, magazines, okay? What I'm recommending that you do is that yes, you connect the books to your hobbies and interests, but allow yourself to have a little variety. So for example, if you're interested in fashion, yes, read a fashion book, but then also read about a famous fashion designer, an autobiography or biography, and then also possibly an ebook, right? Variety in reading is a good thing, all right? So that's what to read. And before I forget, when you were reading, read out loud, okay? Read out loud. And I'll tell you why, because it ties into one of the benefits. But that's what to read. So you might ask the question, what's the value? What's the benefit of reading? I don't like to read. I don't have time to read. Okay, you know what? Listen to these benefits. Mental stimulation. In case you don't remember, your brain is a muscle. And just like any muscle, you have to exercise that muscle. You have to feed it. So you feed your brain. That is a major benefit of reading. Mental stimulation. You want another one? Reading reduces stress. Ever have a long day at school, a long day at work, dealing with people or family members and loved ones that have gotten on your nerves? Maybe not you, but me. Reading reduces stress. Have you ever just sat back with a nice book and your favorite drink? Reduces stress. You want another one? You don't, oh no, I don't have time, I don't. Listen, I like this one. I could remember my father used to say this to me when I was very young and I was a kid. He said, William, you want to know why most people are dumb, or how do you keep the masses dumb and ignorant? I said to him, what, Dad? He said, put it in a book. And I was like, why? And he said, which I'm going to say to you, reading a book. Number 3, knowledge is power. Do you know how much information is in a book across a virtual plethora of information? Reading a book gives you knowledge that you can use for the rest of your life. Knowledge. You want to be powerful, right? You want to have knowledge, right? Then read. That's what my dad used to say to me. But no, I don't have time. I can't read. It's too hard. It's too difficult. Okay, listen. You want another one? Reading improves your memory, both short-term and long-term. It's true. When you read, you are creating new pathways in your brain. You're exciting your brain because your neurons are getting excited like, yes, give me more. So, you want to improve your memory? Read. Another one, very important, particularly in the 21st century, with all this amount of information and data that we have. Improved analytical skills. The ability for you to apply logic, reason, look at patterns, and critical thinking. So reading improves your analytical skills. But no, I don't have time. It's too hard. Okay. You know what else reading does? It gives you the opportunity to have what? Improved focus and concentration. Now, why did I take my glasses off for that one? You want to improve your focus and concentration? Most people in today's society, they are multitasking. They're on their phone. They're on their laptop. They're talking to family members. They're 5 minutes this, 5 minutes that. You know what? If you quiet yourself and actually find the time to read, it will improve your focus. Why? Because you are concentrating on one particular thing without the distractions of social media. And by the way, for those of you that have asked me, okay, I know I need to read. How much should I read? How long should I read? Here is a thought, a recommendation. Do what you want to do. I suggest at minimum that you read every day between 15 and 20 minutes. All right? And if you say to me, I don't have, what? You want me to read every day for 15 to 20 minutes. I can't even find 5 minutes. Okay, you know what? My response to you, hey, if reading is important to you, if English is important to you, you will find the time to do it. So it's at a minimum. Just try it. All right? Another value, another benefit. Improve vocabulary. That's right. When you read, by nature, you're improving your vocabulary. Why? You are learning new words every day. You're learning those words in situation, context, and situation. And in addition to that, when you are reading, and remember to read out loud, you are understanding the structures of paragraphs and how people are trying to, the author, the journalist, whoever is trying to convey the information. So if you want to improve your speaking, you need to read. And on the same token too, there is a symbiotic relationship between reading and what? The next benefit, the next value. Improved writing skills. That's right. When you improve your reading, you improve your writing. Why? Because you're looking at how sentences and paragraphs are structured. You are looking at the nuance of what the author is trying to convey. So that's right. And you want another benefit? I don't have time. I can't find time. Okay, you know what? Think about it this way. Reading is free entertainment. What do I mean by that? Free entertainment, relatively free. Instead of being on your laptop, instead of you being on your phone, it's free entertainment. Why? Because the greatest thing that you have is your mind. And you are entertaining your mind by what? You're escaping. Your mind can create anything it wants. It's free entertainment. It's sometimes better than Hulu or Netflix. Free entertainment. It's cheaper than a movie. So those are some benefits to reading. Now it's up to you if you think it's important or not. Now, Section 1, what to read. Section 2, I just gave you the benefits. For those of you that have asked me the question, hey, what are some of your favorite books that you've enjoyed reading during the course of your life? Or are there any particular books that you would want to recommend? I'll mention two. The first book is written by a gentleman by the name of Patrick Susskind. It is a murder mystery. The name of the book, Perfume. Imagine. 18th century Paris, France. The major character, his name, Jean-Baptiste. He was an orphan. And unfortunately, he was, by most people's standards, considered ugly because he was deformed and he was born with a particular disease. But interestingly enough, as he became older, he found out that he had a unique skill. He had a particular skill to smell every scent on the planet Earth. Can you imagine that? He could distinguish smells between whether it was good or bad, and even to the point if a person was in danger or happy. And as a result of that, as he became older, he actually went into the perfume business under a major gentleman, the other character, who was named Giuseppe. So Giuseppe took him under his wing. Now, I'm not going to tell you the ending of the book because I want you to read the book. But if you really want a good plot twist, it's very interesting. Let me say it like this. I won't give you the whole thing. But the interesting thing about Jean-Baptiste is that he could smell every scent in the world, and yet he himself didn't have a scent. And so that might give you an indication of how the book ended. I highly recommend it, all right, if you like murder mysteries. Now, the other book that I love, it's a nonfiction book. And I don't know if my uncle is watching this video, so if not, shout out to my Uncle Emmett. I received this book from him as a gift when I was 25 years old. I was visiting Louisiana to see my mother's side of the family. He said, boy, come on, I'm going to give you something that's going to change your life. And I thought he was giving me money or something, right? So we went to the bookstore, Barnes & Noble, in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And he said, come with me. I come with him. He said, I'm going to give you this book. Don't ever say that I don't love you. Don't ever say that I did not try to change your life for the better. The name of this book, the author's name, Richard Kayowski, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. The name of the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Now, basically, what is this book about? This book deals with financial literacy. And again, the name of the book is called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, What Rich People Teach Themselves and Their Children That the Poor or the Middle Class Children and People Do Not Know. And I remember after my uncle gave me the book, I started reading it. And literally, this book has changed my life. And one of the reasons why I think it has changed my life and continues to change my life is because growing up as a kid, we never talked about money in detail. And when I read this book and started thinking about what he was saying in the book, It made me understand finances more. It actually made me, this book was one of the reasons why I started investing. This book had to deal with why I actually bought a house. I now know the difference between an asset and a liability. And listen, for those of you out there that are learning English and you do not think that financial literacy is important, it is. And I did a video a long time ago. I don't necessarily know if any of y'all watched that. It was called Rule of 72. And I got this from this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And when I read that book, so buy both of those books if you cannot afford it. And if you ask me to make a choice between perfume and Rich Dad, Poor Dad, buy Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If it doesn't change your life, literally, if it's on video. If that book does not change your life, send me a DM message and I will reimburse you the money. Okay? So, at the end of the day, reading is fundamental. Reading is important. It is a language skill that we use in English. And I highly recommend to you, find the time to read, particularly if you want to improve your speaking. There is a direct correlation. And this is coming from someone who, when I was younger, I didn't like to read. But you know what? I thank my parents that they made me read, because it opened up my brain to imagination and to different worlds and to different topics. So read, read, read. For those of you that don't know me, let me introduce myself briefly. My name is Teacher Will. Hopefully this is the place where you and I learn together. That is my hope and certainly my prayer. If you're new, welcome to the ATW family again. And click on that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so that when I drop a video, you are made aware of it. Listen, in the comments section, let me know if you would like for me to do future videos of some of my favorite books. If that's going to help you, great. If it's not, I just won't do the video on it, okay? So go out there, find your favorite book, start reading. And why do you want to read? Because knowledge is power.